On a bleak December day in 1851, in the frontier town of Sonoma, California, Captain Henry Halleck stepped forward to announce the verdicts. 2 U.S. Army officers were standing trial for conduct unbecoming an officer and a gentleman. This wasn't just a military trial. It was a dangerous battle of egos that threatened to ruin both of their careers and lives. The rivals. Brevet Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Hooker. Hooker was a proven field commander who was serious, ambitious, prickly, and egoistic. He routinely undermined his superiors because he genuinely believed he was smarter than everyone else. Yes, the same Hooker who'd later command the Union Army of the Potomac in the Civil War. Brevet's second lieutenant George H. Derby. Derby was a topographical engineer who was a quick-witted satirist and caricaturist. He was America's first nationally famous humorist, writing under pen names including Skewball and John Phoenix. He loved using sharp sarcasm to deflate arrogant men. Like Hooker. In 1851, Sonoma was a frontier town transitioning from a military garrison into a civilian town during the turbulent gold rush era. As thousands poured into California, the U.S. Army was struggling as soldiers deserted for the gold fields. Enter Private Samuel R. Church, a serial thief and notorious troublemaker. In June 1851, Church escaped military confinement and stole Derby's prized horse. Why did a stolen horse escalate into a full military court-martial? That theft set off a domino effect, as Hooker had Derby arrested for conduct unbecoming an officer and a gentleman, and Derby counter-accused Hooker of the same. Neither Hooker nor Derby was willing to yield, because in the antebellum era, honor was everything. A man's moral worth, bravery, and social standing relied entirely on his good name. To ignore a slight or back down from an insult meant public shame and social ruin. Their stubborn defense of their honor dragged down their fellow officers, forcing friends and colleagues to pick sides. Surprisingly, many of the officers dragged into this local feud would go on to become famous generals in the Civil War a decade later. The trials of Hooker and Derby serve as a classic, cautionary tale of how strong personalities and the obsessive protection of personal honor can drive intelligent people to make terrible decisions. Ego could be a person's worst enemy. Read the full story of the Hooker-Derby feud, including their backgrounds, personalities, the trials, and the impact on their careers and personal lives leading up to the Civil War in the book by Travis P. Wagner, Military Honor on Trial: The Saga of Joseph Hooker and George H. Derby. Available online and at your favorite bookstore.